What's up, everybody? This is Rich from Gaming on a Budget, the channel that reviews free or cheap games with the hopes to recommend to you some dope shit. So today I'll be reviewing the game Destiny 2, recommended by another one of my subscribers. Shout out to this dude. I don't want to mispronounce your name, but yeah, thanks to this guy here, I'll be reviewing this game. So I actually have Destiny 1, and I played it a while ago. I never finished it, but it was a game that I did pick up and play. So I was really surprised there was a sequel that's actually free. So yeah, that's pretty much the preface to this, but let's go ahead and talk about the facts. So the genre of the game is a multiplayer FPS, MMO, developed by Bungie, you know, the great people that have brought us Halo, one of the most legendary games, one of my most favorite games, published by Activision. It released back in 2017 as a pay-to-play, but then re-released as a free-to-play in 2019. Platforms you can play this on include Windows, PS4, Xbox One, Stadia, and it's going to be on the PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. And one of the most important questions is it crossplay? So according to Bungie, crossplay is something they're planning to drop fall of this year, so look out for it. So let's talk about the story. So if you've played the first Destiny, then you kind of already know what the game's about, but for those of you who haven't, essentially the story takes place about 1 year after the events of Destiny 1. Basically, in a nutshell, Destiny 2 is about a world that is 700 years in the future, where humans have colonized some of the planets in the solar system. An event called the Collapse destroys these colonies, leaving mankind almost extinct. The Traveler, a celestial being, saves the survivors of Earth. The enemy of the Traveler, known as the Darkness, threatens to destroy the last city, the only home left for the humans. The Traveler watches over the city and has gifted humans the powers of the light in order to protect themselves. Guardians must use the light in a last stand against the forces of the darkness. So in the game, you play as a fallen guardian who's awoken by your ghost, essentially your AI partner. You're able to create your guardian choosing things like faces, hair, paint. So you can also pick race, human, awoken, and an exo, which is basically a robot. Essentially, you're choosing a pre-made look, but you do have some ability to customize a little bit. And then finally, you need to pick your class. So there's three main types of guardians. So there's a Titan, which can be thought of as a tank, can take a lot of damage and good at close combat. There's the Warlock, which can basically be seen as the mage of the game, using magic. And then there's the Hunter. Hunters are essentially bounty hunters and designed to be super agile and fast. After that, you pretty much start your life as a guardian. Because Destiny 2 is more of a games as a service, this changes the gameplay up a bit. So there's things like extension packs to further the story, also seasons. The game is split up between PvE and PvP styles. So I definitely try to spend enough time with this game to get a good look at it and learn as much as I can. And I just want to bring up some things I noticed. So my first point, visuals. So this is visually a really good game. I mean, it was made by Bungie, and they did already have the first Destiny to follow up on. So if the graphics for this game were not up to par, that would be a huge letdown. Also, quick note, in the beginning of the game, while you're calibrating your settings, they included support for people that may be colorblind. I thought this was really dope. You know, it's a really inclusive thing to do, and you know, they understand that there's going to be people that are visually impaired that may not be able to experience, the game as originally was intended. So props to them for that. I mean, there isn't much to say about the graphics. I mean, they're just fucking good. They're just really good. The environment, the weapons, the enemies, the guardians themselves, it's just really good. Next point, the game modes. So this game has a lot going on in it. Essentially, the majority of the game functions as a PvE. There's a small part which is PvP. In PvE, you do the missions that go along with the main story, jump between different areas on the map, such as the Europa Dead Zone or the EDZ. In the game, you can also do raids. You can also do strikes, which consists of completing some objectives and then having a big battle at the end. There's also the free to roam patrol mode where the public events take place. In PvP, you can play Crucible, which is basically you taking on other guardians. I wasn't able to unlock this, unfortunately, in the time that I, allowed myself to play this game. But looking at the gameplay footage on this video from YouTube, it looks legit. Like, it definitely gives me Halo vibes, and just watching it, I'm really looking forward to unlocking this myself. The missions definitely did not feel repetitive. I feel like there was a lot of variety as far as the PvE goes. Overall, the game modes varied very nicely in this game, and you're going to find something that you like. So my next point, the mechanics. So the mechanics of the game are actually really good. I mean, I don't have too many complaints. I love how the shooting feels, which isn't a surprise because, again, Bungie, Halo, duh, makes sense. One thing I wanted to mention was about the vehicle you can summon. So this is mad helpful traversing like, you know, the big maps and stuff, not depending on your running speed, just to be able to summon a vehicle when you need it to, you know, get you from point A to point B. I also want to bring up the AI. The AI in this game is pretty good. So for instance, they don't all just come attack you straight to your face. There were a few times where I was being attacked from the front and then I was getting flanked from the back. Pause. But yeah, I was really surprised by this, and I was like, okay, cool. AI is pretty challenging in this game. So another thing that's dope is that each guardian has abilities with cooldowns. So for instance, I chose to be a hunter, and one of my moves is where I use this powerful gun for a limited time with I think about 6 shots. So I definitely felt like Dean Winchester with the Colt. Shout out to you if you know what I'm referencing. But seriously, the mechanics in this game are pretty spot on. One thing I will mention, the quests in the maps, sometimes when I track a quest, it didn't highlight on the map the way I needed it to. It could be something I was messing up, but I did have trouble with this. Other than that, the mechanics are basically perfect. So highlights for this game, definitely the gameplay. There is a lot to do in this game between all the PvE stuff and the PvP. I like that you can continue the main story and do side quests, but you could also compete against other guardians in the Crucible. One thing that can break a game is running out of things to do and waiting for something new to show up. But with daily challenges, public events, raids, strikes, there's a bunch to keep you occupied. So there's gonna be something for you to do. My next highlight, the visuals. I mean, this game is just visually amazing. Definitely one of the best games in graphics department I've reviewed. No big surprise because of, again, who made it, but still, for a free game, I'm pretty satisfied with the looks. And yeah, to be honest, it looks just as good as a game you would pay for. Final thoughts. So far, I'm digging Destiny 2. I'm actually pretty surprised on it being a free game because honestly, it looks and feels just as a paid game should. I've been playing it daily, and I'm not gonna lie, this is something I would love to play with some friends. You know, knock out some quests or some missions or something. I love co-op games, and Destiny so far is checking all my boxes. Can't even front. So definitely giving this game a huge thumbs up, and yeah, gonna be playing it as much as I can. But with that being said, you know what time it is. What do you guys think? Are you playing Destiny 2? Have you played Destiny 1? What class are you? Are you a Warlock? Are you a Hunter? Are you a Titan? Or what class are you interested in? Let me know. I want to hear all that in the comments. If you like this video, go ahead and drop a like. And if you're new here, please feel free to subscribe. Videos on a weekly basis, including game reviews, streamer interviews, live streams, me ranting about Xbox not taking care of its users, you know, just random stuff. There's going to be content daily. Also, comment what games I should play. So as you can see, this was recommended by one of my subscribers. I really do pay attention. If you guys have any games that you know of that you want me to review that are free or cheap, but preferably free, then put them in the comments and I'll do my best to get to them. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. This is Rich with another video on gaming on the budget. And as always, I'll see you on the next one.